Hi. Looks like my microphone's working. My name is Neil, and anyway, I just wanted to. I'm a professional trading card collector, and I just wanted to share with you a very exciting get for me, which is a. Well, you'll let me just show you. It's the 1996 McDonaldland racetrack. Hope y'all can hear me right now. Looks like my microphone levels are good. Anyway, I got this, as you can see, I got this at my local comic shop, and at a steal for only $80. And you'll see why that's a steal. It was a very good set, very hard to find. Not many people went to the McDonald's line frequently enough to collect the whole set. This was sort of a Happy Meal item. So I'm nervous. Anyway, I'm just gonna take you on a little tour, basically, and show you why this is such a legendary set. Before I do that, I just want to take every precaution. I'm gonna put on some gloves. Kind of got my pinky. Okay, there we go. Now the other glove. All right. Usually you'd use silk gloves, but rubber gloves work just fine. So anyway, I'm going to carefully, a bit of a vacuum here, put this aside, and just get them all in order. Now, as you can see, it's a nice thick deck. Comes with a few bonuses, couple surprises. You'll see when we get there. But yeah, let's just start off at the beginning. I'll make a pile that we'll dip from, and we'll just go one card at a time. So as you can see, each card has some very nice artwork, and I don't know who the artist is, but I imagine it was one of the McDonald's Corporation's in-house artists who are frequently of the highest caliber. And if I don't mean to rush through this, but if you flip over the card, you'll notice that there's a little bit, a small paragraph. I don't know if you can read it there, but I'll read it out loud to you, and it goes as such. It's a beautiful day in McDonaldland. Ronald McDonald and his friends, Grimace and Bertie, are enjoying a picnic near the McDonaldland racetrack. Suddenly, they hear a loud noise. Ronald: "What's that roaring sound?" Bertie: "It sounds like a giant engine. Listen, it's getting closer." And then after each paragraph, each card comes with a little tickle teaser, as they're called. And they usually go, sometimes they're a little exchange, a little bonus dialogue. Like this one says, "Ronald, did you take a bath today?" And Grimace says, "Why, is one missing?" So that's a little bonus dialogue there, just a sort of a extra feature. Anyway, so let's move on. This is a very enjoyable method of storytelling, I think, and there's a whole adventure that we're going to get into. So this is card number 2. As you can see, the Hamburglar is getting some hamburgers from Grimace. Grimace doesn't like it. Caught by surprise, card number 2. The noise gets louder and louder. Ronald sees that it's Hamburglar speeding towards them in his race car. As he nears the group, he suddenly reaches out of the Hamburglar hot rod and swipes a picnic basket full of hamburgers. He laughs and then roars away. Hamburglar: "Robble, robble." And the tickle teaser for this card is, why did Grimace throw a bucket of water out of the window? In order to read the answer, you have to flip it upside down, a little secret there, and it says he wanted to make a big splash. So, little trivia, basically. On to the next card. So, wow. So this is one of the most beautiful cards in the whole set. Ronald, Bertie, and Grimace are all featured, and this is the introduction of the Ronald Rocket, number 10. So you flip it over. Hamburglar has stolen the picnic lunch. Someone has to catch him, but how? He was driving a race car. Quickly, Ronald spots a wagon nearby. With a magic gesture, he turns the wagon into a race car, the Ronald Rocket. Ronald: "Don't worry, I'll catch the Hamburglar and get our picnic basket back." Tickle teaser: what can Hamburglar see that Ronald cannot see? The back of Ronald's head. Wow, that's interesting. So anyway, Sorry, I'm probably getting a little bit of glare on these cards, but as you can see, the artwork is very crisp and nice. Great sun character. Anyway, now here's a problem with this deck. You may think it's a mistake. Now, we were just on card number 3, as you can see, 1, 2, 3. The next card in the deck is card number 8. Now you think, oh, you paid $80 for an incomplete set, but interesting fact, they never produced cards 4 through 7. The set is incomplete. Now, whether or not that's intentional or not, I don't know, but you cannot access those cards. With all the excitement, the picnic is forgotten. The next day, Ronald McDonald and his team are busy preparing the Ronald rocket for the big race. Ronald, we'll need to make it go as fast as possible to win. Birdie, as fast as lightning? Ronald, faster! Tickle teaser, what 2 things can't Hamburglar have for breakfast? Lunch and dinner. I wonder. More on that, though. Each deck, or the packs would sometimes come with sort of a little legend here that gives the title of each card, lets you know which cards you're missing, and it actually printed the famous missing cards, which are titled Hot Pursuit, Race Chase, Unexpected Invitation, and Winner's Trophy. So you'll just have to kind of fill it in with your imagination. Just imagine what events led from Ronald and the Ronald rocket to where we are now in the story. Secret stuff. As you can see, I won't give away the plot, but you can see a very nice portrait of the Hamburglar here as he appeared in the mid-90s. Number 9, secret plans. In his secret workshop, Hamburglar works on his race car, the Hamburglar Hot Rod. He's not only made it extra fast, he's added all kinds of sneaky devices that he thinks will help him win the big race. With these tricks, not even Ronald McDonald will be able to beat him. I don't know if that's true, though. So, how are baseball and tickle teaser? How are baseball and pancakes alike? The answer is they both depend on the batter. Good to know. The next part of the story. So it looks like they're all getting ready. They got the fry guys helping them. They're kind of making a mess of the McDonaldland garage, but that's okay. I'm sure they'll clean up later. Number 10, pit crew practice. Birdie, Grimace, and the fry kids. Sorry, fry kids, not the fry guys. As you can see, they're younger. They got cool clothes. Volunteer to help Ronald in the big race. He decides to make them his pit crew, and they practice changing tires, adding gasoline, and cleaning the windshield. Grimace says, Ronald, can I drive your race car one time? Just a little ways. I know how. Ronald, well, if you're sure you know how, I guess it's okay. And the tickle teaser is, what did Hamburglar have in his empty pocket? Anyway, next card. Here's Grimace. Out of control. As soon as the car begins to move, Ronald realizes that Grimace doesn't know how to drive. He's headed straight for the stream in front of the garage. Grimace grabs the steering wheel and panics. Grimace, oh boy, what's this round wheel for? Ronald says, turn the wheel, quick, turn the steering wheel. Tickle teaser, what's the easiest way to get into a haunted house? With the skeleton key. Now, very nice piece here. Oh, I don't want to spoil the big surprise there. Ronald, push him with a smile. Everybody's happy, so this probably didn't turn out too poorly. Number 12, short trip. Ronald and Birdie watch as Grimace takes off in the Ronald rocket. The car jumps forward, then stops, then jumps forward again. Just before he reaches the stream, the car gives a loud sputter and the engine cuts off. Ronald and Birdie breathe a sigh of relief as they see that the car has stopped. They have to push it back into the garage because the engine won't start. Tickle teaser, what is Frankenstein's favorite ice cream flavor? Chocolat. Sorry. All right, now as you can see, this is one of the most interesting cards here. Great artwork, great likeness on the famous Billy Elliot. Number 13, expert advice. Ronald and his pit crew begin to work on the engine of Ronald Rocket. This is only a little time left to get the car ready for the big race. Ronald decides to call his friend Bill Elliott, a famous race car driver, to get a few tips on racing. Bill Elliott says, "Always be prepared for anything during a race. You never know what will happen," which was his famous catchphrase in Indy 500. So, the tickle teaser now. How do you communicate with a fish? You drop them a line. Whoops. Gotta be very careful here. By the way, notice when you're flipping through cards, you always put them face down on the top of the next pile so that when you flip them over, they stay in order, one and on. Little trick. Took me years to learn. Oh, this is a good one. Bag o' sneaky tricks. What's he up to here? If you thought he was out of the story, think again. 14, late night mischief. While everyone else is asleep, Hamburglar slips out to the racetrack with his bag of sneaky tricks. He has a plan that he is sure will confuse the other drivers and help him win the race. He giggles while thinking to himself, "There's no way I can lose the race now." That's what he thinks. To the tickle teaser today, another bit of bonus dialogue. Ronald says, "Bertie, where is the ocean the deepest?" And Bertie says, "At the bottom." Now Ronald's ready. He's in the Ronald rocket. Looks like he's ready to go. There's smoke from the tailpipes. 15, ready to race. It's race day. Everyone is all excited as the start of, this is underlined really nicely, the McDonaldland 500 race is about to begin. Ronald, Hamburglar, and all the other drivers are in their cars and are being lined up on the track by the race officials. The crowd begins to cheer as the final car pulls into position to begin the big race. Tickle teaser, why couldn't the baby elephant call his mother? Oops. And the answer is he forgot his elephant number. Oh, a great action shot now. We got the car, the Ronald Rocket, finally in the race, finally moving. You can see the action lines. You can see the puffs of smoke going into the air. You can see interesting number 6 and the start line. The McDonald's logo. 16, start your engines. The drivers are told to start their engines, and the sound is so loud that the crowd can hardly hear themselves cheering. Suddenly, the flag drops and the cars zoom away from the starting line. Ronald sees that his pit crew is giving him the thumbs up sign as he heads into the first turn on the racetrack. Tickle teaser, Ronald Grimace. Ronald Grimace, what do you have if you have $1 in one pocket and 75 cents in the other pocket? Grimace says, "I have on someone else's pants." By the way, nice logos on these cards. I don't know if you can see, but there's a nice little McDonaldland racing team. I'd love to have that as a patch on my pit crew jumper suit, and classic McDonald's logo, and collect a card, which I guess is the card company that made these. So yeah, here's I guess this is the official map of the McDonaldland 500 racetrack. As you can see, it's not your traditional circle. It's a start to finish, and it's got a couple tricks up its sleeve. Not for amateur racers, I guess. 17, tricks on the track. After only a few laps in the race, Hamburglar knows that to win he must resort to using his tricks. He reaches down and pushes a button, and suddenly a large sign pops up on the side of the racetrack. It directs all the other drivers to the exit ramp and off of the racetrack. He giggles to himself, knowing that soon the trophy and all these hamburgers will be his. Tickle teaser, why didn't Ronald get out of his race car to stretch his legs? They were long enough already. Uh-oh. So I guess this is kind of what was happening in the last bit of the story. 18. Wacky sign. Hamburger's sneaky trick worked. The other drivers are totally confused by the wacky road sign and begin following each other to the racetrack exit. Only Hamburglar stays on the track and quickly takes the lead in the race. He giggles to himself, thinking how easy it was to trick the other drivers. Tickle teaser. Ronald, Grimace, why are you cleaning up the spilled milk with cake? Grimace, well, you said it was a sponge cake. Here's a really nice close-up of Ronald McDonald. You can see he's number 10 on his suit there. You can see other cars behind him. He's doing well. He's not in last place. Always wear your helmet. 19, good advice. In the confusion... Uh-oh, got a little bit of a mess here. Didn't lose any cards, though. 19, McDonaldland 500, good advice. In all the confusion, Ronald remembers Billy Elliott's advice. Be prepared for anything. He realizes that the wacky road sign is one of Hamburglar's tricks, and he is not fooled by it. He goes straight ahead as fast as he can, past all the other cars leaving the racetrack until he sees the Hamburglar hot rod directly in front of him. Tickle teaser. Why do pickles laugh when you touch them? They're picklish. Now, as we can see, Ronald's not in the lead. He's got the Hamburglar number 13, unlucky, in front of him. You can also see it. There's a nice view of the Ronald Rod's dashboard. You can see Ronald has a lot of dials and gizmos that you wouldn't see on our race cars, but smiley faces, the McDonald's logo, and a couple eyes, looks like. So, number 20, excitement in the pit. Ronald's pit crew sees that Ronald wasn't fooled by Hamburger's trick, that the Ronald rocket is quickly catching up to the Hamburglar hot rod. Look! Oh, Birdie, look! Ronald is gaining on the Hamburglar. Grimace, oh boy, maybe Ronald will let me drive his race car again. Tickle teaser. What kind of lotion do monsters wear at the beach? Sunscreen. It's a nice one. Really nice picture of Grimace here. You can see they got the nice gas canister. Some sort of looks like a bicycle wheel. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out about that in just a minute. Let's flip it over. Hear the story. Number 21, pit stop. Once the race officials see Hamburglar's wacky road sign, they put out the yellow caution flag to slow everyone down and get all the drivers back on the track. Well, that's good to know. It's not just about Ronald. Everybody gets a fair race. Ronald realizes that he needs new tires and comes roaring into the pit area. Grimace puts out his new tires as fast as he can. Unfortunately, they're not the right tires. Ronald, Grimace, how do you make a kitchen sink? Grimace, duh. Throw it in the ocean, I suppose. A little confusing with the tickle teaser. Sometimes it seems like that's dialogue as part of the McDonaldland 500 story, but I don't think it is. Now here's another great reaction shot of Ronald. He's showing some concern, which is not usually an expression you see Ronald make. Usually he's pretty happy or a sincere man. 22, wobble wobble. Excuse me, my mouth's getting a little dry. Hang on. Ronald roars out of the pit area. He must catch up with Hamburglar, who by now is far out in front of him. As he turns onto the track, the Ronald rocket begins to wobble. The faster he goes, the more it wobbles. He can barely control the car. Ronald, what's wrong with these tires? Tickle teaser is Birdie. What kind of dog likes air conditioning? And Grimace says a hot dog. Now we can see Ronald's another side shot of Ronald. He's got a special walkie-talkie or some sort of phone. It's in his classic colors. Number 23, the McDonaldland 500, out of order. Knowing that he's in trouble with these tires, Ronald tries his radio out the pit crew. He doesn't know what the Hamburglar has wired the radio so that all Ronald's pit crew can hear is music. Ronald, hello pit crew. Hello, can you hear me? And Tickle Teaser is what has 9 heads, 18 arms, 18 legs, and catches flies. Baseball team. A lot of good questions in the chat I'm seeing, by the way. I appreciate them, but I'll deal with them after we get through the story. We're almost halfway right now, so let's check it out. Here's another nice action shot. You get Ronald leaning his head out of the car. It's okay. He's got his helmet on, and we got the birdie flying overhead. 24. Bird's eye view. Bernie watches as Ronald wobbles around the racetrack. She knows something must be wrong and takes off from the pit, flying over the top of the Ronald rocket. Looking down, she sees that Grimace has put bicycle wheels on the car. Birdie says, Ronald, you got the wrong wheels. Ronald, what? Long eels? I can't hear you. And the Tickle Teaser. Now, do you know when a lamb is how do you know when a lamb is embarrassed? It has a sheepish grin. Now, here's one of my favorite cards. A very dramatic shot, almost as if we're down on the road right behind the hamburger hot rod, and it's like we're getting doused with the slick oil. So something I just almost forgot, but so you can see the last card was number 24, and this card's number 26. It's another mistake on the part, or a deliberate storytelling choice. A little bit of a lapse there, but anyway, I don't think we missed anything too important. Sticky situation. Hamburglar looks in his rearview mirror and sees that the Ronald is right behind him. It's time for another one of his tricks. He reaches over and pushes the big black button, and suddenly a gush of sticky, gooey black glue begins coming out of his car. Hamburglar giggling. Robble, robble, ooey gooey. Tickle Teaser, what has 1,000 legs but can't walk? 500 pairs of pants. So here's another shot of the Ronald rocket. Actually, very similar shot, as you can see. Almost identical artwork to this previous one, but without the bicycle wheels now. So you know it's different. Not the same art. Number 27, stuck in traffic. As the Ronald rocket and other cars reach the area where Hamburglar sprayed down the track with the glue, the tires begin sticking to the track, slowing them down to a crawl. Ronald puts his gas pedal to the floor, but the car can barely keep going. He sees that Hamburglar is winning the race while he remains stuck in traffic. Tickle Teaser, what did the flower say to the bug? Quit bugging me. Now, as you can see, Ronald's doing a nice job here cleaning up the sticky black glue that Hamburglar put down. Squirted all over the track. So, number 28, quick reaction. Ronald realizes that the Hamburglar has put glue on the track and slowed them down. Ronald is prepared for anything and pushes a button that sprays the glue off the racetrack. Now Ronald can go fast again. Tickle Teaser. Ronald, Grimace, why did you buy a new watch? Grimace says, duh, I thought it was about time. I don't know if you can see the watch in any of these. Now, another distressed expression on Ronald in the Ronald rocket. He's got his arm up, sort of asking, like, why are there so many problems in this race? 29, engine problem. Just as Ronald sees Hamburglar rounding the turn in front of him, smoke and steam start pouring out of the hood of Ronald's rocket. All of the Hamburglar's sneaky tricks have caused Ronald's rocket to get too hot. Ronald, I'd better do something quick before the engine conks out. But how can I notify my pit crew if the radio doesn't work? Tickle teaser, why do spiders spin webs? They don't know how to knit. Uh, 30, smoke signals. Thinking quickly, Ronald grabs an oily rag and begins sending smoke signals to his pit crew and telling them what's wrong with his car. Birdie, oh no, Ronald's car is overheating. Grimace, duh, what can we do? Birdie, quick, let's get some fans to cool Ronald's car off. Tickle teaser, what do you call a bee that talks in very low tones? And the answer is a mumblebee. I didn't know that. Now it looks like we got some closure to that issue. Now I want to show you just some of the fine detail on these cards. As you can see, there's little Easter eggs there, like the sign that says Ronald is cool. And it's true. He is. And if you look really closely, I don't know if you can see that, but if you look very closely, you can see that this fan's hat says Ronald Fan Club. I guess to indicate that they're both big fans of Ronald's. So number 31, the fan club. Ronald screeches into his pit area and is met by several fans. They quickly cool down the Ronald rocket in just a short time. As Ronald roars back out onto the racetrack, he yells over his shoulder, Ronald, thanks for calling my fan club Grimace. Tickle teaser, Ronald, Grimace, do you have a large appetite? And Grimace says, I don't know. I never measured it. Now here's something you'd never see in the real Indy 500 or NASCAR or any of those real life races. You got special wheels that can lift the car straight up into the sky, given an advantage over the other cars, literally over the other cars. Now, I mean, that's probably why it's not allowed in official races, because it would be unfair. So number 32, raising the odds. Hamburglar sees that a few of the slower cars are blocking his path. He giggles while thinking to himself, it's time to raise the odds in my favor. He pulls a handle and his car begins to rise above the other cars. However, the trick backfires. Instead of allowing him to pass over the other cars, his car won't go as fast and the other cars begin to pass him. Tickle teaser, why did Rip Van Winkle sleep so long? And, oh, it's upside down. He forgot to set his alarm clock. That doesn't really... Some more nice shots of some of the advertising at the race. Nice Go Ronald. Lots of nice fans in the audience. 33 strange message. Ronald has caught up with the hamburger hot rod. Hamburglar is worried that Ronald could win the trophy filled with all those hamburgers. He pushes a hamburger-shaped button and suddenly the racetrack loudspeakers are giving the following message. Attention, all drivers, stop where you are. Stop now. Tickle teaser. Why did Hamburglar quit looking for his gloves? Here, carefully turn it over. He found them. Oops. Daisy. All right. Now, returning to the good Fry kids. Don't forget, they're not out of the story. They're watching by the sidelines. We got some really nice signage here. Nice shoes. Number 34, don't stop. Ronald's pit crew hears the false message, and they know it is one of Hamburglar's tricks. They make a sign to signal Ronald that says, don't stop, it's a trick. Keep going. Ronald sees the sign and steps on the gas pedal in hot pursuit of the Hamburglar hot rod again. Tickle teaser. How do you find a writer in a crowded building? And the answer to that teaser is you haven't paged. gloves are getting pretty sweaty, but I don't want to get these cards wet. Now we can see something's going on here. It looks like a little bit of a rocket boost going on here. So let's just flip the card over very carefully, find out what the real story is here. Number 35, Secret Engine. Hamburglar sees that Ronald was not fooled by his sneaky trick. Worried that Ronald will catch up and pass him, he flips a switch and the secret rocket engine pops out of the rear of the Hamburglar hot rod. The car roars ahead of Ronald McDonald and the rest of the pack. Tickle teaser. What is the same size as Ronald but doesn't weigh an ounce? This is interesting. His shadow. Doesn't weigh anything. Yeah. Very concerning, upsetting shot of Birdie and Grimace. So I suspect this card's not a happy story. Number 36, Panic in the Pit. Back in the pit area, Birdie the early bird. That's nice they mention her full name there. And Grimace watch Hamburglar disappear in a burst of smoke. And Birdie says, "Oh my, what if Ronald loses?" And Grimace says, "Ronald can't lose. He's Ronald McDonald, isn't he?" Birdie says, "Yes, but the Hamburglar is so tricky. What can we do to help Ronald?" And the tickle teaser is, "What did the duck say to the clerk in the store?" And put this on my bill. Oops. Now here's another great shot with Bill Elliott. I love these cards. It's just really nice to see a real life person in the McDonaldland. Kind of gives hope to us all. So anyway, number 37, Radio Contact. Grimace hears a noise behind him and turns to see Bill Elliott leaping over the wall into the... I wish they showed the leaping. Into the pit area. Quickly he fixes the radio and contacts Ronald. Bill Elliott, "Ronald, this is Bill. Stay as close as you can behind Hamburglar. The air currents from his car will give your car extra power. We'll work on a few ideas here in the pit to help you." What's great about this story is the science checks out. You can really do that in a real race. If you look it up, it's called drafting. And if you just creep up real slow behind a car, whether in real life or in McDonaldland, you can get a little speed boost. And that's I really appreciate that. Tickle teaser. What did one car say to the other car after they bumped into each other? We ought to stop meeting like this. This one's really nice. Just a really nice shot of Birdie preparing to make a speech. Number 38, Pit Plans. Bill Elliott calls the pit crew together and tells them that the outcome of this race will depend on the pit crew. All the cars will have to make one more pit stop for gas and tires, including Hamburglar. If they get the Ronald's rocket back onto the track of the others, Ronald will still have a chance of winning. Birdie grabs the radio. Birdie, "Ronald, we have a plan to help you. We'll call you back soon." Tickle teaser. How do you fix a hole in the garden? With a vegetable patch. So we're kind of in the final stretch here. There's only a few more cards to go. It's the first one, I think, with thought bubble storytelling. So kind of see what's on Grimace's mind, represented as if it were really there. But it's not. Number 39, Teamwork. Birdie, Grimace, and the Fry Kids huddle together in pit. Their outcomes of this race will depend on the teamwork. They all will have to do their jobs faster than ever before when the Ronald rocket enters the pit. Every second is critical. All this excitement makes Grimace hungry. And Grimace says, "Duh, excuse me, I'll be right back." And the tickle teaser is, what is a banker's favorite game? Tic-tac-toe. I guess that's kind of, man, that might be a typo. I think the game is tic-tac-toe with a T. This card is another kind of character who looks like a real human being that you might meet in real life. Might even be based on a real employee named, let's see her name there. Look at my shadow there. So you can see her name is Julie, and I don't know if she ever made any other appearances in the McDonaldland canon, but she's one of my favorites because look at her. Number 40, hamburgers, please. Grimace leaves the pit area and goes to the concession area. Looking around, he spots McDonald's location and walks up to the service counter. Grimace says, "I need a tray of hamburgers, please." And vendor says, "Yes, sir, coming right up." Tickle teaser, what kind of umbrella does Grimace carry on a rainy day? A wet one. Wet one. So here we got Ronald, another in the cabin shot of Ronald racing. He's got kind of his game face on. He looks very determined. He knows it's now or never. Number 41, warning signal. Taking Bill Elliott's advice, Ronald keeps the Ronald rocket right behind Hamburglar, the Hamburglar hot rod. There's only a few laps to go. Suddenly, a red warning light starts blinking on the dashboard of Ronald's car that tells him he's getting low on gas. He'll have to make a pit stop soon. The tickle teaser is, what was a caveman's favorite food? A club sandwich. I don't know. And now it's time to pit, as you can see here. Looks good. Sorry, I just need to adjust the lighting a little bit. The sun has gone down as I was doing this live stream. I just want the true colors to really pop. I want Grimace to look purple. I want Birdie to look yellow. That's pretty good, I think, right there. Hope nobody had any trouble seeing the artwork in the previous ones. I've been very focused now. So anyway, it's a nice shot of one of the Fry kids and these two. Number 42, ready in the pit. Grimace returns to the pit area with a big smile. Birdie and the Fry kids breathe a sigh of relief. They were worried that Grimace wouldn't get back in time for the last pit stop. After checking to see that everyone is ready, she holds up the sign telling Ronald to make his last pit stop. Tickling teaser is, why didn't the elephant buy a sports car? It didn't have enough trunk space. Now for the next card. Very nice. Looks like Ronald's in the pit, so let's find out what's going on in the pit. Final pit stop, number 43. The Adventures of Ronald McDonald, the McDonaldland 500, the final pit stop. With only a few laps to go, Ronald and all the other drivers, including Hamburglar, head for the pit stop area and make their final stop. So as the Ronald rocket pulls into the pit, Birdie, Grimace, and the Fry kids spring into action. They add gas, oil, new tires, and wash the windshield in record time. In just seconds, Ronald roars out of the pit, and the tickle teaser says, "What's the hardest part of an astronaut's job?" And the answer is washing the satellite dishes. Getting close. So it looks like Hamburglar has gotten out of his race car. So number 44, lost time. As Hamburglar is leaving the pit area, he sees a trace of juicy hamburgers sitting on the pit's wall. He jumps out of his car and he grabs them. Getting back into his car, he suddenly realizes that stopping to steal the hamburgers has cost him his precious time in the pit. Kind of a ironic downfall there. So very good storytelling. And the tickle teaser is, how do you say goodbye to a tailor? And the answer is, so long. So that was number 44. Number 45 is called Fun in the Pit. Birdie and the Fry kids. Sorry, I didn't really get a good look at the artwork, but Fun in the Pit. Birdie and the Fry Kids see Hamburglar's car stop while coming out of his pit area. They can't figure out what's going on until they see the Hamburglar grab a tray of hamburgers. Now they know that Grimace was up to, and they all burst out laughing. Hamburglar's effort to steal the hamburgers have cost him valuable time. So this one's really interesting because it kind of tells the story of the last card simultaneously from different characters' perspectives. The first one was from Hamburglar's perspective, and this one is from Grimace and Birdie. So it's a little bit of Quentin Tarantino there, which would make sense because this came out only 2 years after Pulp Fiction. Number 45, Fun in the Pit. Oh, sorry, I already read. Tickle teaser. How does a little oven say hello? With a microwave. And here's very climactic shot. As you can see, they're almost neck and neck. Pretty much looks like almost a photo finish. I don't know if you can tell who's in front, who's behind, but I have a feeling we're about to find out. So, number 46, Side by Side. Ronald has picked up some valuable time by beating Hamburglar out of the pit area. As they head into the final lap of the race, they're side by side. The speedy service from Ronald's pit crew paid off. The only question now is, does the Ronald rocket have enough power to overcome the Hamburglar's hot rod's rocket engine? And tickle teaser. Were Grimace and Birdie... where were Grimace and Birdie when the lights went out? In the dark. And now, I don't know about you, but it looks to me like Ronald may have crossed the finish line first. You got some really nice balloons, including a great McDonald's balloon. We got some happy little fans there watching from the side. Got a nice finish line up there. And let's find out. Number 47, fantastic finish. Racing by side, the Hamburglar Ronald sees... with Hamburglar, Ronald sees that the finish line is coming into view. He steps on the gas, and the Ronald rocket responds, zooming past Hamburglar hot rod and crossing the finish line just ahead of Hamburglar. Ronald McDonald and the Ronald Rockets have just won the McDonaldland 500. And tickle teaser is, what has 4 fingers and a thumb, but isn't a hand? A glove. Should have guessed that one. I'm wearing 2 of them. So, here it is. This is one of the final cards, or the final card. And as you can see, Ronald's got that nice big golden cup of hamburgers and a little bit of flavor text there. It says, winner, McDonaldland 500. Very nice. It'll look great on the shelf. And number 48, trophy presentation. In the winner's circle, Ronald is given the beautiful winner's trophy as the crowd applauds. Seeing Hamburglar behind him, Ronald gives him one of... That's really sweet. Ronald gives him one of the Hamburglar's burgers. And Ronald says, if you play fair, Hamburglar, you might win someday, and we'd all be cheering for you. And Hamburglar says, robble, robble, could happen. Robble, robble. And here's the last tickle teaser, the whole set. What word does Birdie always pronounce wrong? The word wrong. So, there you have it. Let me just look at the, where did I, uh-oh. I think it might just be, not sure where I put the last card that explained, uh-oh. It's got to be here somewhere. Just trying to find a card that has all the titles. Where did I put it? These are all the story cards. That's not good. Don't want to mess up my complete set here. Well, anyway, it also comes with these cards that are kind of a puzzle, but that's more for kids, so we won't put that one together. But I'm sure the artwork's really nice once you see it all assembled. It's nice. You can see Ronald McDonald's real signature right there on top of his car. I'm not going to do that. And, God, where's... I'm missing a card. Oh my God. It's on the floor. Looks okay. Looks clean. Anyway, as you can see on the legend here, the checklist. Last card we looked at was number 48. There's another 2 listed here. Winning team. With number 49 and number 50, which is the checklist card, which is this card. I don't know how you'd know that if you didn't have the checklist card anyway. But anyway, yeah, the story finishes with one final missing card, the winning team. And that's another little bit of missing information, but you'll just have to use your imagination, just like Ronald says, to imagine the rest of the story. And it's a great story. I love that ending. I just want to look at it again. It's one of my favorite. Certainly, definitely the best card. Just Ronald making a little olive branch there to someone he really has every right to not be friends with, Hamburglar. Just goes to show you that Ronald is completely deserving of his place in McDonaldland. Anyway, I'm gonna put these back in their deck. I don't want any more scares. But let's carefully put these back in correct way. Put these down first. End of the story. And the rest of the story back in there. It's not really fitting. Just don't want to mess this up. And oh man, there it is, back in its packaging, safe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This is one of my favorite decks. I've always been a big fan of McDonald's, and I'm just really proud to own this set and to have shared the whole story with you. And end the stream now. Thank you so much for watching the stream, and I'm just gonna carefully close carefully as possible so I don't scuff up the cards. Very carefully. As carefully as possible, just set it down. Just clip the latch shut. And there, it's all safe and sound. I'll go put it back in. It's safe. So, good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.